Greetings from Industrial Safety Solutions, makers of the SafetyPro line of printers and supplies. In this video we're going to look at how to make an arc flash label from scratch. This applies mostly to people who want to make arc flash labels themselves directly from FacilityWare with their SafetyPro printer. If you are working with SKM, Etap, or Easypower, you can print your labels directly from those pieces of software. And this doesn't necessarily apply to you, but if you're just making a one-off label and want to replace something or put in your own data by hand, this is how you do it. This video is going to cover different types of arc flash label stock, such as pre-printed header stock, as well as header stock with the stripe only. Let's go ahead and start with the pre-printed header. FacilityWare will always start you out at select a template. When you get to that screen, go ahead and click this pre-made button at the bottom, and you'll see a series of folders. Go ahead and go into the arc flash folder and then the basic arc flash labels. We're going to go ahead and start out with layout 1. Let's zoom in just a little bit. Okay, this is a very basic arc flash label. What you'll notice again is this is designed for label stock that has the pre-printed header. Easy to tell because this top portion is left blank. Now if you have any question about how large this blank section should be, just you can measure the stripe on your label stock. We have primarily label stock with 4x6 label stock with stripes less than 1 inch. And if you look here on the left hand side at the ruler, you'll see the red line lining up with the 1 inch there. Now this label has pre-filled data in, just example data, and it's a very basic label. It has 3 parts. You can change any of these. You can change anything you want in FacilityWare. You do that by double clicking on the label element. And for this element you can either just punch in your data there, or if there are items that you don't want on the label, you can just highlight them and delete them. Or if you want, you can use Control C to copy it or Control X to cut, and you can move things around. Set it up however you like, fill in your data and hit OK, and then you're ready to print. Let's do a few more changes so you can see the flexibility here. We're going to go ahead and change this header. Let's say you don't want the PPE header there. I'm going to change that. I'm going to also change my font size and font type. So just get that looking however you want it, and again the same thing with the equipment name. You'll notice I've got snap to grid turned on, and that's making things move around funny. You might want to turn off snap to grid. It's right up there. And it's just about that simple. And then when you print this, again, you've got a pre-printed header, so this will just show up the bottom part on your label stock. Let's go ahead and look at label layout number 2. Again, I'm going to hit pre-made, go into the arc flash, basic arc flash labels, label 2. I'm choosing with data so we can see example data. This one is set up for label stock that has the color stripe but no warning word or no header word. So let's take a look at that. And you see on this label, warning is already in there. Now if you need danger, or if you want to use this layout with a pre-printed header, you can just click on that and hit delete. And that'll get rid of that. I'm going to undo that and bring it back. And if you wanted to switch this header, well, let's just delete that one for now. Over here in pictograms, you can go to sign headers, click it and drag it and drop it on your label. And you'll find a variety of sign headers for these. Let's see, here's danger. Once you select that, again, you just resize it to get it to the size and position that you want. And the data, changing the data on this works the same way as with the other label. You just double click on it. You will notice that on these 2 label layouts, all the data is in single elements. On this one it has 2 elements, on the first one it only had 1. So you just go in here and change each item as you see fit, and feeling free to delete or add items as needed. Okay, now the third one I'll show you is just a little bit different. Again, we're going to go to pre-made, arc flash, basic arc flash labels. We're going to choose layout 3. This one's different in the sense that each item is individually separate. So for changing the nominal system voltage, for example, I would double click and just type it in there. This is a better template if you want to link with an Excel spreadsheet. And we have another video in our YouTube channel that talks about mastering FacilityWare and spreadsheet linking with Excel. I'd encourage you to view that video if you want to take a set of data for arc flash labels and print multiple labels. You can use this template and you can replace each of these items with a link to a spreadsheet field, which we let you do a little bit more with this label. Or feel free to use this template as well for just typing in a manual label. And again, anything you didn't want on this, you can highlight and delete. So if you don't want these two things at the bottom, you just press your delete key or use the red X at the top. And that's about all you need to know for making an arc flash label by hand. Again, there's multiple layouts available. If you feel like making your own label layout, you can certainly do that. You can use these as a starting point. Just make sure to know what kind of label stock that you're using, so you can either leave this top portion blank if there's a pre-printed header, or you can include the header text if you're using label stock with a pre-printed color stripe only. And that's about all you need to know for making an arc flash label. Thanks for looking at this video, and make sure to check out the other videos on our channel.